The hall of the Crimson Court shimmered beneath the glow of its hovering lanterns. Every visitor from distant star systems felt a tension that held the air firm, as if the great palace itself listened to every breath. Delegations had come from human colonies, aquatic worlds, molten planets, and drifting crystal spheres, all for one purpose. The Crimson Court called it the Night of Pairs, a ceremonial binding meant to seal peace among 100 civilizations. Each ruler of every represented species had already chosen or been chosen by a partner from another people, symbolizing unity and ongoing cooperation, all except one, the Queen of the Crimson Court, sovereign of a people who many whispered to be vampire-like due to their luminous eyes and night-forged strength, stood unpaired at the head of the hall. She was known simply as Reina, a title that translated across languages as she who walks above the night. Her presence alone could hush thunder. Yet she stood solitary, hands clasped behind her back, cloak trailing like a flowing shadow. Reina had rejected every candidate presented. Many had volunteered. None had been accepted. Rumors whispered that she sought something impossible, something no being could satisfy. Others said she refused the entire tradition and would never allow a foreign partner to stand at her side. But she never denied the ceremony, nor did she attempt to avoid it. She simply waited, silent, watching, evaluating. The human delegation shifted nervously near the back of the hall. Among them stood a man named Adam. He had no high titles or diplomatic pedigree. He was not the leader of humanity's envoy, not a noble, and not even a trained diplomat. He had come only because he served as an escort, a guard, and a technician for the human vessel that docked near the palace. He had expected to stand at attention, keep his gear checked, and remain invisible among the towering figures of galactic royalty. His role was simple: keep the peace, observe, intervene, if necessary. He never imagined he would be pulled into the center of the most important ceremony. In known space, the hall reached its final stage. Every leader had stepped forward with their chosen partner. When the lights dimmed to signal the ceremonial pairing, a trembling silence swept through the chamber. Eyes from 100 worlds watched Reina. The court attendant, a tall figure with pale silver skin, stepped beside her and bowed. "Your Majesty, all rulers are paired, save you. The time to choose has come." Reina's gaze slid across the crowd. Dozens of envoys stood taller under her attention, hoping she would finally call their names. But she passed them all without pause. Her eyes, glowing faintly like red suns behind clouds, moved steadily, unhurried, knowing that every second stretched across the hearts of those who waited. Adam felt no reason to fear her look. He did not expect it to land on him. But when it did, it struck like a silent shockwave. Her attention paused, focused, held. Adam's single quotes, his breath tightened. The hall stirred with soft murmurs. Reina raised her head slightly, her expression unreadable. The attendant took a half-step forward, clearly ready to present her with another list of noble candidates. But she lifted her hand, and the gesture froze him in place. Her voice, low and smooth, carried easily through the vast room. "I have chosen." No one dared speak. Many stared at one another in disbelief. Reina had not even requested introductions. She had simply looked out into the hall and made a decision that would affect the galaxy's political landscape for decades. With a calm grace, she pointed toward the far back, toward the unremarkable human guard. Adam nearly turned to see if someone behind him had stepped forward. But the path between him and the Queen was clear. Thousands of eyes shifted to him. "Human," Reina said. "Come forth." The human delegation panicked silently. Their lead ambassador whispered with clenched teeth, "Do not offend her. Step forward, slowly." Adam squeezed the strap of the small field kit at his shoulder. His throat felt tight, but he obeyed. He moved through the crowd as it parted before him. Alien leaders leaned back to clear the path. Some looked puzzled. Others looked insulted. A few looked amused. When he reached the steps of the dais where Reyna stood, he bowed, unsure if that was appropriate. She observed him for several seconds, as though trying to read the shape of his thoughts. "What is your name?" she asked. "Adam," he said. The hall murmured again. So simple a name, so plain a man. Reyna studied him. Her eyes were bright, but not threatening, more curious than hungry, more analytical than cold. Her voice softened only a touch, still carrying that deep resonance. "You did not flinch when I looked at you. Why?" He hesitated. "I wasn't afraid." "No," she tilted her head. "You were. But fear did not rule you." Adam nodded slightly. "Maybe, but everyone here is powerful, important. I figured you were just another ruler doing your part in the ceremony." This answer seemed to interest her. "You see no mystery in the Crimson Court." He shrugged. "Only different people with different customs. Not monsters. Not myths." Reyna narrowed her eyes thoughtfully. "Most tremble at the stories told about my people." "You do not. Stories grow in the telling," he said. "I trust what I see." "And what do you see?" she asked. Adam exhaled. "A leader under pressure to choose. A person who wants something real, not just symbolic." Reyna's lips curved faintly. "You speak boldly for one with no title." "Titles don't measure worth," he replied. The hall erupted with quiet astonishment. Few had ever spoken to Reyna with such plain honesty. She raised a hand, and the whispering died. "You have spirit," she said. "Courage. Simplicity of heart. Qualities unclouded by ambition. This is why I choose you." Adam swallowed. "May I ask why you need to choose anyone at all?" The attendant stiffened at his daring. But Reyna answered, "The ceremony demands a partner to stand beside the throne of my kind. Not to rule, not to govern, but to witness. To remind me that the court binds itself to others for peace, not dominance. A partner who does not fear the unknown, who does not seek gain, who sees beyond appearance." She stepped closer. "Tell me, Adam, will you stand as my companion for this ceremony, knowing the weight it holds?" His heart pounded. He was a guard, not a diplomat. But he saw the sincerity in her face. She did not ask for his pledge as a ruler to a queen. She asked as one being asking another. "I will," he said. A ripple of shock moved through the crowd. The attendant raised his staff and proclaimed, "The Crimson Queen has chosen." Reyna extended her hand. Adam placed his hand in hers. Despite the legends of her people feeding on energy or life force, her touch was gentle, steady, and unexpectedly warm. She guided him to stand beside her. When the crimson lanterns brightened over the hall, the ceremonial pairing was complete, but the real story began afterward. Reyna took Adam through the palace corridors, explaining each chamber's purpose. The palace was a marvel of living architecture, its walls shifting subtly like glass, warmed by starlight. She showed him the Hall of Echoes, where sound could travel for hours without fading. The Archive of Suns, which contained holographic memories of dying stars. The Garden of Shadows, a place lit only by bioluminescent vines that curled around. Pillars carved with ancient stories. He listened with genuine interest. He asked questions without worrying if they sounded naive. His lack of pretense seemed to please her more than any formal gesture could. When they reached a lounge overlooking the palace grounds, Reyna motioned for him to sit. She lowered her cloak and leaned against a curved railing, her silhouette framed against the swirling nebula beyond the palace field. "You wonder why I chose you," she said. "I think I understand a little," he replied. "You needed someone who wasn't playing politics." "That is part of it," she said. Her gaze drifted over the horizon. My people are powerful in body and mind. We sense fear, tension, desire, ambition. Most who approached me thought of power or influence. Some wished to tame me. Others wished to display me as an ornament of diplomacy. Still others believed they could impress me by their confidence. And I didn't, he said. No, she replied. You simply existed. Present, unpolished, human in the truest sense. It struck me more deeply than I expected. Adam absorbed this quietly. Do you regret choosing me? Reyna shook her head. Not at all. But know this. Standing beside me makes you a symbol. Some will envy you. Some will despise you. Some will challenge the choice. He nodded. I figured. You do not refuse, she observed. I'm not here to bow away from responsibility, Adam said. If I stand beside you, I'll do it right. Reyna looked at him with a softened expression that few had ever witnessed. Then walk with me. Over the following days, Adam found himself navigating a maze of diplomatic meetings, feasts, and discussions. Delegates questioned him endlessly. Some doubted his worth. Others attempted to sway him. A few even tried to intimidate him. But Adam remained steady. He answered honestly. He observed respectfully. He did not pretend to be more than he was. Slowly, perceptions shifted. When he accompanied Reyna to a conference chamber filled with heated debate over resource rights, he offered a simple suggestion that allowed two rival worlds to find common ground. His idea was not grand, but it was practical and fair. It diffused tension swiftly. Delegates who had looked down on him began exchanging nods of approval. Reyna watched with interest. She did not intervene unless necessary. Instead, she allowed Adam to speak when he wished, never forcing him, never silencing him. She seemed to value his perspective, even when others did not understand it. One evening, after a long day of